My brother used to scream into his headset at 2 in the morning, every single night. He played Call of Duty in the room directly above mine, and every time he died in a way he thought was unfair, he'd slam his feet on the floor and shout loud enough to rattle my ceiling. I asked him to stop. Multiple times, he did not care. Bold move for someone whose internet I controlled. It got bad. I'm talking woken up at 3 in the morning the night before a job interview. I went in running on maybe 2 hours of sleep, couldn't string a sentence together, and bombed the whole thing. Meanwhile, he's upstairs raging at a video game like the fate of the world depended on it. Now, here's the thing about my brother back then. He was not someone you confronted directly. If I walked in and yanked the plug on his PlayStation, the retaliation would be 10 times worse. I needed something subtle, something deniable. So I logged into our router settings from my phone. I didn't turn the whole thing off. That would be too obvious, takes too long to reboot, and he'd get suspicious. Instead, I just changed the Wi-Fi password to something random, waited about 5 seconds, then changed it back. The whole network would drop for just a moment. Every device would reconnect automatically. But his game would kick him right out of the match. That's a choice. And it was brilliant. He'd lose connection mid-game, think it was a server issue, start another match. I'd let him get back into it. Then, the second he started stomping and screaming again, I'd do it again, and again, and again. Until he finally gave up and went to bed. The beautiful part was the conditioning. After a few weeks of this, he started playing quieter. Almost like his brain made the connection that getting angry equaled getting disconnected. I basically Pavloved my brother into being a decent human being after midnight. He never once figured out it was me. The best part came after I moved out. He actually mentioned to me one day that the Wi-Fi had gotten way more stable since I left. Fewer random disconnections. Must be the reduced bandwidth, he figured. I looked him dead in the eye and said, yeah, that's probably it. And that was that. My brother got trained like a lab rat, I finally got some sleep, and the router kept our little secret. Sometimes the pettiest revenge is the kind that never gets discovered. You just sit there, years later, smiling about it while everyone else has moved on. Yeah, that happened. My company refused to ship me a work device because I live less than an hour from the office. That was their policy. Under an hour, you drive in and pick it up yourself. One small problem. That under an hour estimate only works if you check Google Maps at 2 in the afternoon on a random Tuesday when nobody's on the road. During actual commuting hours, it's never under an hour. I pulled it up at 7 in the morning once, an hour and 15 minutes. Checked again 30 minutes later. Even worse. I work from home, I build software for mobile devices, and the entire job requires having the physical hardware in front of me. Different phones, different tablets, whatever the client needs tested. When I need a specific device, I put in a request and the office ships it. Simple system. Worked perfectly for months. Then someone in logistics decided to look at a map. My request got denied. New policy. Anyone within 60 minutes of the office picks up their own equipment. No exceptions. I asked if I could just pay for the shipping myself. It would have cost less than the gas and parking combined. A $6 flat rate box versus $20 in fuel and another $15 for a parking garage. The math wasn't complicated. They said no. Company policy. Come in and get it. Because of course they did. So I did exactly what they asked. I started driving to the office, but I did it my way. I'd take my lunch break, get in my car at 1 in the afternoon, and head into the city right when traffic was thickening up. I'd fight my way through 45 minutes of bumper-to-bumper traffic, walk into the building, grab the device off the desk, walk back out. The whole round trip took about 2 hours. 2 hours of my workday, gone. Not working, not writing code, not testing anything, just sitting in traffic, listening to podcasts, and collecting my full hourly rate for the privilege of picking up a box they could have mailed. At this point, I'd have just shipped the thing. I didn't argue about it, didn't send passive-aggressive emails, didn't CC anybody's manager. I just kept doing it. Every single time a new device request came through, I'd block out 2 hours on my calendar, label it equipment pickup, and take my little afternoon field trip. After about 3 weeks of this, someone in the office must have finally done the math. 2 hours of developer salary multiplied by 2 or 3 pickups a week versus $6 for a shipping label. It's not a hard equation. One morning, I checked my account and I was back on the approved list for shipping. No announcement, no email explaining the policy change, no apology. The shipping option just quietly reappeared like it had never been gone. I never brought it up, they never brought it up. We all just moved on as if the previous 3 weeks of me burning company time on the highway had never happened. The system works. You just have to show people what their own policy actually cost them, not with arguments, not with complaints. Just with the pure, beautiful math of doing exactly what they asked. Funny how that works. My boyfriend's best friend had been cheating on his girlfriend for years, and my boyfriend helped him do it. I found out because the girlfriend called me. She was furious. Screaming into the phone, asking me how I could sit there and watch it happen, how I could call myself her friend and say nothing. I had absolutely no idea what she was talking about. Her name was Lauren. She'd been dating my boyfriend's best friend John for 5 years. By all appearances, it was a solid relationship. They went out together, double dated with us, spent holidays together. Everyone assumed they'd get married eventually. 2 weeks before this phone call, Lauren discovered that John had been sleeping with multiple other women. Not a one-time mistake after too many drinks. Not a gray area situation. Years of deliberate, repeated cheating with several different people. The evidence was overwhelming. Lauren broke up with him on the spot. When I heard about it, I felt sick for her. I brought it up with my boyfriend Sammy and told him I thought it said something really troubling about his best friend's character. Sammy nodded along. Said he was just as shocked as I was. Told me he'd never do anything like that because he loved me too much to hurt me. Yeah, that's not how this story ends. A couple of weeks later, I called Lauren to check on her. I wanted her to know that just because she and John were finished didn't mean we couldn't still be friends. I thought I was doing the right thing. I thought I was being kind. Lauren lost it on me. Told me I had some nerve calling her after what I'd helped John do. I told her I had no idea what she meant, and that's when she told me the truth. My boyfriend had been covering for John the entire time. I need you to read that sentence again. Every single time John went out to meet another woman, Sammy was the alibi. He'd tell Lauren that John was hanging out at his apartment. That John was at his nephew's baseball game. That John would be home around 4. Casual lies, delivered with a straight face, repeated dozens of times over the course of years. Sammy saw Lauren every week. He called her his little sister. He hugged her at dinners, asked about her job, laughed at her jokes, and the entire time he was helping his best friend betray her behind her back. Lauren sent me the proof. Text messages between John and Sammy, going back years, coordinating alibis. Tell her I'm at your place. Cover for me tonight. Say I left at 9. Dozens of them. Undeniable. My stomach dropped to the floor, because here's what hit me. If Sammy could look a woman he claimed to love like a sister in the eyes and lie to her that easily, that consistently, for that long, without ever feeling guilty enough to stop, then what exactly was he capable of doing to me? How many times had John returned the favor? What was I not seeing? Sir, you made it your business the moment you started writing the alibis. I didn't confront him immediately. I sat with it for a few days. Let the white-hot anger cool down into something colder and more deliberate. Then I went to see him that weekend, and I laid every single screenshot out on the table between us. He tried the loyalty defense, said he was just looking out for his best friend, said it wasn't his relationship, so it wasn't his place to get involved. Told me I was overreacting. I asked him one question. How many times did John cover for you? He didn't answer. That told me everything I needed to know. I broke up with him that night. 2 years together, gone in one conversation. I called Lauren afterward and told her everything. She thanked me, said I was the only honest person in the entire situation. 2 years I spent with that man. 2 years thinking I knew exactly who he was. And the whole time, he had the ability to look someone he loved in the face and lie without blinking. That's not a mistake. That's a skill. And once you see someone use it, you can never trust them again. I walked away, I kept Lauren, and I never looked back.